Chapter 43. Afterward he brought me to the gate, even the gate that looketh toward the east. And behold, the glory of the God of Israel came from the way of the east, and his voice was like the sound of many waters, and the earth shined with his glory. And it was according to the appearance of the vision which I saw, even according to the vision that I saw when I came to destroy the city. And the visions were like the vision that I saw by the river Kibar, and I fell upon my face. And the glory of Jehovah came into the house by the way of the gate, whose prospect is toward the east. And the Spirit took me up, and brought me into the inner court, and behold, the glory of Jehovah filled the house. And I heard one speaking unto me out of the house, and a man stood by me. And he said unto me, Son of man, this is the place of my throne, and the place of the soles of my feet, where I will dwell in the midst of the children of Israel forever. And the house of Israel shall no more defile my holy name, neither they nor their kings, by their whoredom, and by the dead bodies of their kings in their high places, in their setting of their threshold by my threshold, and their doorpost beside my doorpost. And there was but the wall between me and them, and they have defiled my holy name by their abominations, which they have committed. Wherefore I have consumed them in mine anger. Now let them put away their whoredom, and the dead bodies of their kings, far from me, and I will dwell in the midst of them forever. Thou, Son of man, show the house to the house of Israel, that they may be ashamed of their iniquities, and let them measure the pattern. And if they be ashamed of all that they have done, make known unto them the form of the house, and the fashion thereof, and the egresses thereof, and the entrances thereof, and all the forms thereof, and all the ordinances thereof, and all the forms thereof, and all the laws thereof, and write it in their sight, that they may keep the whole form thereof, and all the ordinances thereof, and do them. This is the law of the house. Upon the top of the mountain the whole limit thereof round about shall be most holy. Behold, this is the law of the house. And these are the measures of the altar by cubits. The cubit is a cubit and a handbreadth. The bottom shall be a cubit, and the breadth a cubit, and the border thereof by the edge thereof round about a span, and this shall be the base of the altar. And from the bottom upon the ground to the lower ledge shall be 2 cubits, and the breadth 1 cubit, and from the lesser ledge to the greater ledge shall be 4 cubits, and the breadth a cubit. And the upper altar shall be 4 cubits, and from the altar hearth and upward there shall be 4 horns, and the altar hearth shall be 12 cubits long by 12 broad, square in the 4 sides thereof. And the ledge shall be 14 cubits long by 14 broad in the 4 sides thereof. And the border about it shall be half a cubit, and the bottom thereof shall be a cubit round about, and the steps thereof shall look toward the east. And he said unto me, Son of man, thus saith the Lord Jehovah, These are the ordinances of the altar in the day when they shall make it, to offer burnt offerings thereon, and to sprinkle blood thereon. Thou shalt give to the priests the Levites that are of the seed of Zadok, who are near unto me, to minister unto me, saith the Lord Jehovah, a young bullock for a sin offering, And thou shalt take of the blood thereof, and put on the 4 horns of it, and on the 4 corners of the ledge, and upon the border round about. Thus shalt thou cleanse it, and make atonement for it. Thou shalt also take the bullock of the sin offering, and it shall be burnt in the appointed place of the house, without the sanctuary. And on the 2nd day thou shalt offer a he-goat without blemish for a sin offering, and they shall cleanse the altar as they did cleanse it with the bullock. When thou hast made an end of cleansing it, thou shalt offer a young bullock without blemish, and a ram out of the flock without blemish, and thou shalt bring them near before Jehovah, and the priests shall cast salt upon them, and they shall offer them up for a burnt offering unto Jehovah. 7 days shalt thou prepare every day a goat for a sin offering. They shall also prepare a young bullock and a ram out of the flock without blemish. 7 days shall they make atonement for the altar and purify it. So shall they consecrate it. And when they have accomplished the days, it shall be that upon the 8th day and forward the priests shall make your burnt offerings upon the altar, and your peace offerings, and I will accept you, saith the Lord Jehovah. End of chapter 43. Chapter 44. Then he brought me back by the way of the outer gate of the sanctuary, which looketh toward the east, and it was shut. And Jehovah said unto me, This gate shall be shut, it shall not be opened, neither shall any man enter in by it. For Jehovah the God of Israel hath entered in by it, therefore it shall be shut. As for the prince, he shall sit therein as prince to eat bread before Jehovah. He shall enter by the way of the porch of the gate, and shall go out by the way of the same. Then he brought me by the way of the north gate before the house, and I looked, and behold, the glory of Jehovah filled the house of Jehovah, and I fell upon my face. And Jehovah said unto me, Son of man, mark well, and behold with thine eyes, and hear with thine ears all that I say unto thee concerning all the ordinances of the house of Jehovah, and all the laws thereof. And mark well the entrance of the house, with every egress of the sanctuary. And thou shalt say to the rebellious, even to the house of Israel, Thus saith the Lord Jehovah, O ye house of Israel, let it suffice you of all your abominations, in that ye have brought in foreigners, uncircumcised in heart and uncircumcised in flesh, to be in my sanctuary, to profane it, even my house, when ye offer my bread, the fat and the blood, and they have broken my covenant, to add unto all your abominations. And ye have not kept the charge of my holy things, but ye have set keepers of my charge in my sanctuary for yourselves. Thus saith the Lord Jehovah, No foreigner, uncircumcised in heart and uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary of any foreigners that are among the children of Israel. But the Levites that went far from me when Israel went astray, that went astray from me after their idols, they shall bear their iniquity. Yet they shall be ministers in my sanctuary, having oversight at the gates of the house, and ministering in the house. They shall slay the burnt offering and the sacrifice for the people, and they shall stand before them to minister unto them. Because they ministered unto them before their idols, and became a stumbling block of iniquity unto the house of Israel, therefore have I lifted up my hand against them, saith the Lord Jehovah, and they shall bear their iniquity. And they shall not come near unto me, to execute the office of priest unto me, nor to come near to any of my holy things, unto the things that are most holy, but they shall bear their shame, and their abominations which they have committed. Yet will I make them keepers of the charge of the house, for all the service thereof, and for all that shall be done therein. But the priests, the Levites, the sons of Zadok, that kept the charge of my sanctuary when the children of Israel went astray from me, they shall come near to me to minister unto me, and they shall stand before me to offer unto me the fat and the blood, saith the Lord Jehovah. They shall enter into my sanctuary, and they shall come near to my table to minister unto me, and they shall keep my charge. And it shall be that when they enter in at the gates of the inner court, they shall be clothed with linen garments, and no wool shall come upon them, while they minister in the gates of the inner court and within. They shall have linen tires upon their heads, and shall have linen breeches upon their loins. They shall not gird themselves with anything that causeth sweat. And when they go forth into the outer court, even into the outer court to the people, they shall put off their garments wherein they minister, and lay them in the holy chambers, and they shall put on other garments, that they sanctify not the people with their garments. Neither shall they shave their heads, nor suffer their locks to grow long. They shall only cut off the hair of their heads. Neither shall any of the priests drink wine when they enter into the inner court. Neither shall they take for their wives a widow, nor her that is put away, but they shall take virgins of the seed of the house of Israel, or a widow that is the widow of a priest. And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and the common, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. And in a controversy they shall stand to judge. According to mine ordinances shall they judge it. And they shall keep my laws and my statutes in all my appointed feasts, and they shall hallow my Sabbaths. And they shall go in to no dead person to defile themselves, but for father, or for mother, or for son, or for daughter, for brother, or for sister, that hath had no husband, they may defile themselves. And after he is cleansed, they shall reckon unto him 7 days. And in the day that he goeth into the sanctuary, into the inner court, to minister in the sanctuary, he shall offer his sin offering, saith the Lord Jehovah. And they shall have an inheritance. I am their inheritance. And ye shall give them no possession in Israel. I am their possession. They shall eat the meal offering, and the sin offering, and the trespass offering, and every devoted thing in Israel shall be theirs. And the first of all the firstfruits of everything, and every oblation of everything, of all your oblations, shall be for the priest. Ye shall also give unto the priests the first of your dough, to cause a blessing to rest on thy house. The priests shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself, or is torn, whether it be bird or beast. End of chapter 44. Chapter 45. Moreover, when ye shall divide by lot the land for inheritance, ye shall offer an oblation unto Jehovah, a holy portion of the land. The length shall be the length of 25,000 reeds, and the breadth shall be 10,000. It shall be holy in all the border thereof round about. Of this there shall be for the holy place 500 in length, by 500 in breadth, square round about, and 50 cubits for the suburbs thereof round about. And of this measure shalt thou measure a length of 25,000, and a breadth of 10,000. And in it shall be the sanctuary, which is most holy. It is a holy portion of the land. It shall be for the priests, the ministers of the sanctuary, that come near to minister unto Jehovah. And it shall be a place for their houses, and a holy place for the sanctuary. And 25,000 in length, and 10,000 in breadth, shall be unto the Levites, the ministers of the house, for a possession unto themselves, for 20 chambers. And ye shall appoint the possession of the city 5,000 broad, and 25,000 long, side by side with the oblation of the holy portion. It shall be for the whole house of Israel. And whatsoever is for the prince shall be on the one side, and on the other side of the holy oblation, and of the possession of the city, in front of the holy oblation, and in front of the possession of the city, on the west side westward, and on the east side eastward, and in length answerable unto one of the portions, from the west border unto the east border. In the land it shall be to him for a possession in Israel. And my princes shall no more oppress my people, but they shall give the land to the house of Israel, according to their tribes. Thus saith the Lord Jehovah, Let it suffice you, O princes of Israel. Remove violence and spoil, and execute justice and righteousness. Take away your exactions from my people, saith the Lord Jehovah. Ye shall have just balances, and a just ephah, and a just bath. The ephah and the bath shall be of one measure, that the bath may contain the 10th part of a homer, and the ephah the 10th part of a homer. The measure thereof shall be after the homer, and the shekel shall be 20 gerahs. 20 shekels, 25 shekels, 15 shekels shall be your manna. This is the oblation that ye shall offer, the 6th part of an ephah from a homer of wheat, and ye shall give the 6th part of an ephah from a homer of barley, and the set portion of oil of the bath of oil, the 10th part of a bath out of the core, which is 10 baths, even a homer, for 10 baths are a homer, and 1 lamb of the flock out of 200, from the well-watered pastures of Israel, for a meal offering, and for a burnt offering, and for peace offerings, to make atonement for them, saith the Lord Jehovah. All the people of the land shall give unto this oblation for the prince in Israel. And it shall be the prince's part to give the burnt offerings, and the meal offerings, and the drink offerings in the feasts, and on the new moons, and on the Sabbaths, in all the appointed feasts of the house of Israel. He shall prepare the sin offering, and the meal offering, and the burnt offering, and the peace offerings, to make atonement for the house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord Jehovah, In the 1st month, in the 1st day of the month, thou shalt take a young bullock without blemish, and thou shalt cleanse the sanctuary. And the priest shall take of the blood of the sin offering, and put it upon the doorposts of the house, and upon the 4 corners of the ledge of the altar, and upon the posts of the gate of the inner court. And so thou shalt do on the 7th day of the month for every one that erreth, and for him that is simple, so shall ye make atonement for the house. In the 1st month, in the 14th day of the month, ye shall have the Passover, a feast of 7 days. Unleavened bread shall be eaten, and upon that day shall the prince prepare for himself and for all the people of the land a bullock for a sin offering. And the 7 days of the feast he shall prepare a burnt offering to Jehovah, 7 bullocks and 7 rams without blemish daily the 7 days, and a he-goat daily for a sin offering. And he shall prepare a meal offering, an ephah for a bullock, and an ephah for a ram, and a hin of oil to an ephah. In the 7th month, in the 15th day of the month, in the feast, shall he do the like the 7 days, according to the sin offering, according to the burnt offering, and according to the meal offering, and according to the oil. End of chapter 45.